and relax. You definitely have a swell time with us.
Yeah, TJ, today we'll be talking about the crisis in the Labour Party.
Again.
From one crisis to the other.
I don't know when it will all end because, 2027 is just around the corner and they are yet to get their house in order. This one is claiming to be the chairman of the party. The other faction is claiming to be the chairman of the party.
Three different chairmen.
I wonder when they will have to get everything.
Usman, Abure, and Apapa.
Well, APC seems to be thriving because it's sweeping in more, members by the day from all these fighting parties.
Exactly. So, what bothers me is that about 2 years to a major election, you've not kept your house in order, and you want to run in an election. So I wonder what the game plan is. That's
the headache for the parties involved. If they are unable to get their house in order, that means they are not ready for the election, and that is a straight win for the APC.
And yet Nigerians are crying out that we don't want a one-party state. I think the focus should now be to the opposition parties that get your act together, because you can't keep saying we don't want the one-party state when the other players seem not to be ready to play the game.
Well, they should take a cue from the APC. The APC seems to be, getting it right. So probably they should take one or two. It's not that the APC is void of any problems, but they seem to, have the hang of what, how to handle their problems. Although there seems to be looming concerns about, the influx of more members and, how it will influence their, internal operations. But we'll see how that pans out as the days goes by.
Okay, let's just give you what we have today. Now, good morning, Nigeria, and from the FCT brief. I'm coming to you live from our Abuja studio. Now, the internal turmoil within Nigeria's Labour Party has intensified as the caretaker committee, led by Senator Nenadi Usman, has opened a formal probe into factional chairman Julius Abure over allegations ranging from financial misappropriation to anti-party activities. At a press briefing in Abuja on Wednesday, Senator Usman accused Abure of flouting his removal by continuing to act as the party's national chairman, while allegedly exploiting the party's structure for personal and political gain. She described his actions as a flagrant abuse of internal democratic processes, claiming he ran the party like a personal empire. The committee also criticized Abure for failing to organize ward, local government, state, and zonal congresses, which are prerequisites for convening a valid national convention.
Well, Senator Usman assured party members that internal democracy will be restored with a new timetable for congresses and executive elections set to be released soon. This development comes amid escalating tensions within the party. Just days earlier, the Abure-led faction initiated a separate disciplinary process against Abia State Governor Alex Oti and other party figures accused of anti-party activities. The committee, chaired by Ayo Olorunfemi, was given 2 weeks to deliver its findings. The deepening rift highlights growing factionalism in the Labour Party, which has struggled to maintain cohesion since a strong showing in the 2023 general elections. Political analysts say the crisis, if left unresolved, could erode the party's credibility and hinder its momentum ahead of future elections. Well, Shomomo, I would like to say, the last time we had the is a youth leader here, he said that the party isn't factionalized. Well, this sort of contradicts what he says.
Did you say the youth leader?
The youth leader.
Exactly what we're having here today. So probably he will tell us a different story.
We'll ask him, yes, we'll ask him that. Well, joining us live now is the national youth leader of the Labour Party, Kennedy Ahaotu. It's good to have you in our studio this morning.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Well, the last time you were here, you told us that your party isn't factionalized. Well, the current realities seem to say otherwise. The Supreme Court said Julius Abure's tenure has expired, and yet he insists he is the national chairman. Isn't this similar to what is happening in Rivers State and the political struggles? What do you think is fueling his insistence?
I'm worried at this point.
Okay.
If after 1 month of that Supreme Court judgment and some of us that can read have not been able to understand the language of the Supreme Court. The language of the court is very clear. Even a street man can understand it. And when you talk about jurisdiction in any court, it means that we are incapacitated. We can't help you. It's like your father telling you and your husband to go and settle yourselves. That we can't come in between you people. Go back to your house. But look at you here now saying that the Supreme Court have sacked Julius Abure. There is no chapter, paragraph, sentence in the whole judgment of the Supreme Court that says Abure is sacked.
The appeal court that affirmed him as chairman.
Appeal court never affirmed Julius Abure. If you read the appeal court judgment said that we don't have jurisdiction to wade into political matters. But if the parties can take clue, appeal court made a reference to a judgment of the court on 13th of September, that if they can take clue on that judgment, that it should give them a direction of where the party leadership lies. That is exactly language that the appeal court used. And, you know, when they get to Supreme Court said that the court, since there is no jurisdiction, shouldn't have even make a reference, shouldn't have even given a direction, shouldn't have even make any proclamation. Go and read the appeal court judgment.
Now, that is your opinion because you belong to the faction of Julius Abure. Now, there is the Nenadis faction that is saying different things. There is the Apapa faction that is saying different things. So, your party, the Labour Party, is unsettled at this moment. There's an election just around the corner. Nenadis claiming at a point to set up a pro-panel of your national chairman that of misconduct and all that. And a follow-up of the panel she set up, then this Usman was suspended and some other persons were suspended. Now, where will this get your party?
Nenadi cannot be suspended because she's not a member of the Labour Party.
How?
Thank you so much. Nenadi was among those that came with the euphoria of our massive movement in 2023. And he came as he was supporting Mr. Peter Obi in our presidential election. Nenadi have never held any position in the party. Nenadi is not a member of the party in her ward. Let her show you his obligations, membership dues, what he has contributed to the party. Let her show you. Not what she has contributed to the campaign. Nenadi is not a member of Labour Party. He's established. That is why, if you saw what we did yesterday, we never even mentioned her name. Because ab initio, we don't know her as a member of the party.
Doesn't this raise questions about transparency and how leadership roles are being decided in the party? After
this experience, Nigerians should bear with us. It's unfortunate. For somebody like me that decided to join partisan politics in 2016, I've never seen this kind of level of conspiracy to hijack a political party. I've never seen all my life.
Okay, let me just quickly ask this. When did Julius Abure become the national chairman of the party?
What year? Just 2021.
2021. Yes. How many years after? Does he want to stay tight? If members of the party, don't want him any longer.
Who are the members of the party? I think I've discussed this with you people.
But it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up.
The monsters, the people that want to hijack the party, are the one causing this problem in the party. First of all, who established caretaker committee? I will drop a copy of the party constitution with you. The caretaker committee is not irresistant. I'm telling you that these people want to factionalize the party and move wherever they want to go. That is what I'm trying to make you understand. It's a hijack. Okay, if you feel that Julius Abure is selfish, that Ahaotu that formed that committee is not selfish. Ahaotu made the secretary of that committee from his ward. His ward, the Darlington culture, is from the same ward with Ahaotu. If he's not a selfish man, he already a governor in other state. Why can't he go to, assuming he's zoned to Southeast, why didn't he go to Enugu, or go to Ebonyi, or go to Imo, or go to Anambra and pick a secretary? But he picked a secretary from his ward. Is only his ward that has qualified people. So everybody in politics is selfish. And I'm telling you this.
Everybody is selfish.
Everybody, including you.
Including Abure. I'm not a politician, I'm a journalist.
Yes. Everybody is selfish. They say that being good starts from home, from inside. If you're not good inside, you can't give it outside. Yes.
Well, Governor Alex Otti had personally shut down rumors that he's joining the APC. Now that suspension seems to be hanging over him, don't you think that he might just consider that offer and also take some of the strong members of your party along with him?
My sister, if you watch a TV program about 5 days ago, you will see where an opposition governor, couldn't say anything about national economy. I will send you the clip.
You're talking Ahaotu now.
Yes. He is not a member of the party. He doesn't believe in the party philosophies. If he believes in his cabinet, there is no member of the party that he appointed in his cabinet.
So how did you
if you say
tolerate him that long? You celebrated him at a point when he won. So how did you tolerate him that long?
Till today, my good brother, Ahaotu is discharging good governance to the people of our state, in all honesty.
Good.
Because it's not a personal vendetta. When you see somebody perform, you acknowledge it. Ahaotu, to me, may be adjudged as the best governor in Nigeria. And because of the foundation of Labour Party, he has to be. Go and check where we have become governor before. Mimiko was a governor under Labour Party. Go and check his wonders. So Ahaotu have to do well as a governor that is coming from Labour Party. Watch out. The moment he leaves Labour Party, he will deviate.
So let's come back
but he's not a party man.
Okay, let's come back to this.
He's not a good party man. From ABGA to PDP to APC to Labour Party. Rufai asked him, are you going back to the APC? He said, nobody is God. There is only God that knows. So
at what point will your party, Aburi, bend backward to take in one of your biggest bride? Ahaotu is one of your biggest bride. He's the only governor, that's the only state Labour Party has at the moment. So at what point will you bend backward to have him?
It's unfortunate. I said something on a program day before yesterday that all these years, including individuals, politicians, we've been building strong men. We've been believing in strong men. My brother, you can be a good president if you have the opportunity, if the light shines on you today. With all what you have in your head, you can be a good president. What we need and what we have been lacking in Nigeria is stable and strong institutions. We respect governor than we respect a party supremacy. That is our problem. The moment we begin to see that, of course, party supremacy has been working in Nigeria until Obasanjo regime, if you can remember, when he felt that he is the president, he went and visited Ahaotu and decided to, sack Ahaotu, that he's the president, I can sack you. And he came with a resignation letter and told Ahaotu to sign it. A party leader that is supposed to formulate the manifesto and the programs of the government. Then the president felt that he is the leader of the party. That was when this issue of who become leader of the party, and they politicized that political party in Nigeria. That was when it started. Before then, go and ask. If you are a party chairman, you are feared as president. It is only now that the moment you become governor, under 2 years, do you have the manifesto of the party in your hand? Does Ahaotu know the party constitution from A? He has not even read it. I am very sure.
Okay, you think so?
I am very sure.
Now let's go back to this issue. The Supreme Court seem not to be capable of helping out in this crisis.
They have helped out,
but the problem persists. Now, what other organ of the party? Is it a national convention? What other organ of the party can bring these warring factions together? Because there must be a way forward.
Thank you. Now, one thing with life is that God gives you a platform. And thank God, I will repeat, I've said it on this TV station, that thank God for people that created Constitution. If not for people that created Constitution, somebody can walk in here and claim that he's the owner of this place. But Constitution stipulates how this place is being managed and run. There is a Labour Party Constitution. And in that Constitution, it tells you who are the organs of the party. I've explained this times without number. Party is like a human being. But it breathes through its organs. These organs include National Convention. It includes NEC. It includes National Working Committee. And now the National Working Committee is an operational organ of the party that is being mandated by the convention and NEC to run day-to-day activities of the party. Then this NEC is made up of all the state chairmen and secretaries, with people like governor, elected executives, elected governor and deputy governor are members of NEC. Then with all the state chairmen and secretary and all the National Working Committee members, the Supreme Court judgment says that you should go and obey your party constitution. Then the point is now, the high and mighty in the party, are they humble enough to obey the party constitution? Because the party constitution is separating the small and the locals that are managing the party. That is the issue. If the high and mighty, former this and former that, will be humble enough to submit to party constitution, which the Supreme Court has said, this matter would have been solved. But they felt that the party constitution is favoring these small boys that are not former minister, that are not former governor. The minister that is probing Abure, are you not aware that she did use the instrument of plea bargain to return some of stolen things to EFCC? Browse her name. I'm not the browse.
The record is not there, so you're saying it.
I said, put it on your phone.
Well, Peter Obi hasn't been mentioned in any of this, even though he has openly supported Nenadi Usman, the caretaker committee. Isn't this starting to look like, some people in the party are untouchable?
No, that is Labour Party for you. There is nobody that is untouchable. If you remember, when Peter Obi did something in the party gave Peter Obi automatic ticket for 2027. But when this thing started, and Peter Obi was the first person to receive his sanction, the party withdrew automatic ticket. And of course, it's not a democratic process to say that this person is a presidential candidate in certain year that is yet to come. So the party came back and said, we have made this man our presidential candidate automatically. Because of one or two things he has done, he's no longer going to be automatic. He's open for contest. So it's a sanction. And again, there is nobody untouchable. After this experience, I will tell Nigerians that after the experience in Labour Party, political parties in Nigeria will rise up and stand on their feet. Because there will be what we call party supremacy will return.
Okay, Mr. Ahaotu, Abure insists being the chairman of the party, like others are insisting. Now, at what point will the other NWC members, because he seemed to be the only problem there, you are not the problem, he seemed to be the problem now. What point will you advise him for the sake of the survival of the party that, Mr. Julius Abure, can you step down and let us have a national convention and have a caretaker come up? Instead of insisting that I will remain and the party died for that.
Abure is not insisting, sir. Abure, this is his first tenure, as the case may be. Our former national chairman, A.A. Salam, died in December 2020. Maria Lebeke served for 3 months. We went to NEC, and NEC decided to bring Abure to finish that tenure. And after that election, you saw what Abure did. He was the chairman that led to that presidential election in 2023. Stood with our candidate in the tribunals. And after that, we extended 1 year and planned a convention. Then after that convention, Abure emerged. Then it's not about Abure. Ahaotu, if you listen to him, he said, I offered, that means Labour Party that gave you ticket to win election. You are now offering people positions. He said, I offered Abure, board of trustee, chairman. He is the one offering. It's no longer the party organs that offers. It is Ahaotu. So it's not about Abure. And what Ahaotu told Abure, that Abure now came back to the NWC, Ahaotu called Abure and told him, come to Umuahia. During that meeting they had in Umuahia, come to Umuahia with 2 persons from your NWC. Your tenure have expired. Come to Umuahia with the 2 persons. We want to form a caretaker committee. So you are asking me what about us? He does not have regard for any member of the NWC. He does not have regard for any member of NEC. Of course, when he got to Umuahia, he said that in his power as the executive governor of Nigeria, not even other state, that he is dissolving the NWC members, that he is dissolving NEC, all the state chairmen and secretary. Is it not abnormal to you? And that he is dissolving all the local government chairmen and the executive. And that he is dissolving all the ward executives. Who does that in a democratic dispensation? If they appoint you as a minister in a ministry, will you come and sack every staff in that ministry? The permanent secretary will be there. If soldier go, soldier come. You are a minister. After 4 years, you go, another minister will come, and the permanent secretary will be there. Permanent secretaries are the owners of that. Sometimes they serve with 3 ministers or 2 ministers, depending on the president and whoever that is appointing. Sometimes a permanent secretary will serve. This is because there is what we call administrative memory, institutional memory that have to be sustained. You don't change leadership anyhow. Well, look at APC that won an election that can settle everybody self, give everybody appointment and bring in new people. Have they changed their ESCOs? Leadership in Nigeria is a problem. It's not what you rush into. You must go gradually into it.
Well, now that the Nenadi Usman committee has summoned Julius Abure over alleged corruption and anti-party activities, isn't this starting to look like a political revenge match?
It's not a political revenge bank. I think they are trying to follow up on last week NEC met, a statutory NEC met, and gave 2 weeks for Ahaotu to appear before a disciplinary committee. Of course, that disciplinary committee met and he did a local government election, anti-party. So let's look at the anti-party that you mentioned. Who has committed anti-party in Labour Party? It's Ahaotu. Who has conveyed an unlawful gathering? Ahaotu and Darlington Mokota. And they brought in somebody that is not a member of the party. Then the person that is probing Abure has probe case in the FCT. And Labour Party has been a party that is for the commoners. You now want to infiltrate it with former this and former that. Former this and former that are the people that kept Nigeria where it is today. Labour Party is for common people. Our national chairman should be a common man.
So are you saying that the differences in your party are irreconcilable because you keep going back and forth? And the 2027 election is just around the corner.
I've told you
when will your party clean up?
I've told you that the party is moving on. It's unfortunate that this situation have really drawn us back because we had programs before 2027. We were supposed to pursue electoral reform. Because if you look at what happened in 2023, they used glitches. They used some technicalities in the Electoral Act to push us away. And we wanted to start for that amendment of that Electoral Act. We wanted to push it. We wanted to push electoral education in Nigeria. But because of this fight of leadership, which we have fabricated, just because you don't like the face of an individual, we have not done all these things. It pains me a lot. It's unfortunate, but the truth is that Labour Party will survive this. And after this, no other politician. Okay, look at the meeting that was held by acclaimed political gladiators in Nigeria. They had that meeting without recourse to political leaders, to political party leaders. They said they want to form coalition. They want to form this. They did not invite any political party national chairman. Why? Because they see political parties as a special purpose vehicle. Of course, that was what they called Labour Party in 2023. They said that Labour Party is a special purpose vehicle. What Ahaotu is doing in Labour Party, can he try it in APC and PDP?
No.
Can he?
The Labour Party just said that your chairman, let me quote, intends to prosecute the 2027 general elections as standalone party and no further discussion will be entertained on this matter.
Yes.
Does that mean the end of coalition talks with Labour Party? And can you stand the 2027 election as a standalone?
Look, Nigerian election is open where you have a candidate that is credible, competent, and that have the capacity. In fact, we went into the 2023 presidential election. If you remember, people were calling us 4 people tweeting in a room. They say we don't have structure. But a party that does not have structure, and for the first time, coming as an opposition, to win over 6 million votes.
Peter Obi came to save your party.
Do you know who will come to save again in 2027? That is where I feel we are making mistakes as citizens of Nigeria. Because institutions are not working. If institutions are working, it can be anybody tomorrow, sir. Take a look at your record. Take a look at my record as a young man from maybe Uzaria to all the places I've worked. I don't have a dent.
So
if I have opportunity to be a president of Nigeria, I will do it better.
So that is the problem with Labour Party being a special purpose vehicle. Peter Obi came from somewhere else and he closed the party ticket. He saved your party. Exactly. So which means in 2027 also, somebody also may come from somewhere else and they'll get the ticket.
The party will be careful with that.
Who is the party member that will rise up to that point?
The party will be guarded properly because of that. Because 2023, we allowed a lot of people into the party that never believed in party philosophy. And that is why political party is supposed to be there. For people to be member. And that is why the provision of the constitution says that before you hold any leadership position in the party, you must have spent 3 or 2 years in the party. Why? So that you'll be in line, in tune. You have the orientation of social democracy. So that it's not just about your experience in, when your children comes to school, this one will come from a family that the parents is beating, that the father is beating the mommy. This one is coming from a home where nobody is beating. Mommy and daddy are in love. This one is coming from nobody has him as no father. And they are coming the same place. But if you train all those children under a canopy of a father, their characters will be alike. But if you bring all of them, this one is coming from APC, this one is coming from PDP, because of the wave, we want to field candidates everywhere. We made a wonderful mistake. We didn't vet many of our aspirants and candidates in 2023. In 2022, before we gave them tickets. Ahaotu, inclusive. He ran primary in APC. They schemed him out. Why did he quietly leave? Political party membership is not by force. It's open, free entry and free exit. You don't cause problem. They are causing problem in Labour Party. A chairman that gave you tickets, you just won governor. You now told him, I'm offering you a board chairman. That is highest level of arrogancy.
Well, still speaking of alliances and coalitions, the Nenadi Usman seems open to forming a coalition with other opposition parties. Could this be a smart move to strengthen Labour Party's chances ahead of the 2027 election?
Like I said, Nenadi Usman is not known to constitutionality. As long as Nigerian political system is concerned, go and ask INEC. So, first of all, let him get legitimacy first before he speaks for Labour Party. He is speaking for his team. He has a team. He is speaking for his group. He has a group. She has a group. So maybe that group that she's speaking for, they are planning. Of course, they have been meeting. Okay, look at Nenadi Usman, that is a national chairman of a party, following former governor of Kaduna State, Ahaotu, to go and join SDP. National chairman in quote, caretaker chairman in quote of a political party, accompanied a former governor of Kaduna State, Ahaotu, all of us saw it, to go and join SDP. What does that mean to you? Is that politics? Is that one the new order in politics? That a caretaker committee of one political party is accompanying, leading another person to go and join SDP? Okay. It's the height of, I don't understand what is going on.
Let's talk a bit about Lamidi Papa. He was the deputy national chairman under the Julius Abure faction, but he stepped out and said, look, for peace to remain in the party, since there are crises, none of this claiming chairmanship, Abure is claiming chairmanship, he decides to announce himself as the acting national chairman. And he's saying, look, let us bridge the gap. So don't you think he might just be the arrowhead that will bring together all these factions?
Somebody said something one day, you know, in a serious gathering sometimes there is need for a comic relief. There is nothing like Lamidi Papa in Labour Party again. He has even lost in court. So there is nothing like Lamidi. You see, that is why I said after all these things, the party will be strong again. The party will rise up again because we've been able to fight unlawful hijack. We've been able to fight. And Lamidi Papa came to withdraw the case of Mr. Peter Obi in 2023 during the litigations. And they came with an order that Abure has been removed. And we went to court. We went through the processes. And we won them. So for him to now come back because of the existence of Nenadi Usman, because of Supreme Court judgment, is okay. The Supreme Court said you people should enter your house. That we are entering our house does not mean that any member that we have extradited or we say they are no longer member of the house should come into the house. There is rules and regulation. He's serving an expulsion.
You just mentioned unlawful hijack. Does it seem like it is the obedient movement that is attempting to hijack the leadership of the party? And could this be because the Labour Party was not carried along in the affairs of things? And just tied to that question, going into the 2027 election, do you think that you can do without the support of the obedient movement?
Look, I have said it time without number that every election comes with its dynamics. The 2027 will come with different dynamics. As we are also planning, we won't make our plan public, but as we are planning, other opposition parties are planning. But one thing I can tell you is that the moment a candidate emerges, the dynamics of the election changes. In 2023, people were thinking it's going to be Atiku that will win that election. But the moment Peter Obi stepped into the race, the dynamics changes. The obedience you now mentioned came in They are support groups to us. We saw them as support groups that came with P2B. And again, they made a mistake because when they came, they now felt that they know it all. I can't come here today and claim that I know this job more than you people. I have to stay and learn under you people for like 1 year, 2 years before you will be able to even put me to go and anchor a program. But the obedience came and felt the chairman is not good, the youth leader is not good, the woman leader is not good, we want everything. We told them, come and enter the party structure and learn. And that is the problem with my generation. We want to, I've said it on this television again, you want to get married today, give birth to a child today, grow old today. It's not done. You must grow in an institution. So obedience are the ones that started this war against the party. You don't believe in the party. Even during the election, they said they are not members of the party. They are the only supporting P2B. And they didn't support some of our senators and House of Rep members, truly, and our governors. In Enugu, Aisha Yusuf, all of them, they said they are not supporting our governorship candidates. They supported Frank Mweke Jr. And they made it a public knowledge.
Now what does
they are not members of the party. But me, as a member of the party, I will stand on my candidate, no matter who he is. The moment he emerges as a candidate, I will stand with him. From local government council, from ward councillor, local government chairman, House of Assembly, I will stand by them. That is partisanship.
Now, what does it mean to you under the leadership of Aburi, the House of Assembly ticket you won, the Senate, the House of Rep you won, and the House of Assembly you won? Most of them are decamped to other parties. Is that not loss of confidence?
Are you aware that a governor left with all the House of Reps and all the House of Assembly, all the local government chairmen from Delta State? Is it not loss of confidence?
Just a governor.
Is it just a governor? You say just a governor. You say just a governor. But our own is House of Reps. But I'm telling you, a governor and House of Reps and House of Assembly and local government chairman, you say just a governor. Do you know that that is a total collapse? Is it loss of confidence in national leadership? No.
Of the PDP, that was why they left.
No. It's not. In Nigeria, because of the instability of political parties and because the courts are not also helping in matters, when you defect, you relinquish your seat. But you go to the court will tell you that it is in the hand of National Assembly to declare the seat vacant. Then you are joining a ruling party. Is it me that is the speaker or the Senate president under ruling party that will not declare the seat of the man joining me vacant? You see that institutions are not functioning. In UK, in other places, you have opposition leaders. And they are not interested in joining you. And provisions are made for their sponsorship and for their well-being. And then, whether you belong to the Democrats or you belong to the it doesn't matter. You win your election, come to the assembly and defend the assembly. You are not defending your party. You are defending the constitution of the country. But we are in Nigeria where Oshimole said it that come to APC, all your sins will be forgiven. And most of them that are joining APC does not have what I call political value in their various constituencies. We still have some of them that have not left. Yesterday, some of them were in the party of the headquarters yesterday. That they are not joining this thing that is happening. So when you say some, it's some. There are some that are also with the party. Not all of them.
Okay. Just this, please. With what is happening, this term, if it persists, it means that towards the election, you have 3 different parallel primaries. And that may serve as a bad omen for your party.
Example. If for an example, it can happen. There is law, there is an order. For example, in Anambra, we have had our primaries, and INEC was there. Because it's compulsory that INEC should appear. And when they asked their people, when they had their own, they said they have produced it, and INEC did a disclaimer. Didn't you read it? They don't even know the rules. They didn't know that you have to write INEC for 21 days. They didn't do any notice. They just went and did primary and published. You know, they are doing media hype. They published it and say that they have a candidate. And INEC disclaimed and said, we didn't monitor. The same thing INEC did to this Nenadi in affidavit. INEC said that you say you are a caretaker committee. We didn't know. We didn't monitor. We are not aware of who you are. INEC can never recognize Nenadi. Even if INEC don't want to recognize Abure, never will INEC recognize Nenadi. Quote me, and write it down.
It's a pleasure speaking with you this morning. Quite interesting things happening in your party. We look forward to how the event unfolds in the coming days. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, that's our package for today. As you can see, interesting time.